Hello, how is everyone doing? Happy Halloween and stuff. Obviously they're announcing, presumably, you know, the stuff for the update soon. The stream is in about half an hour. So I thought we'd start a little bit early. I'll obviously watch the stream, go through it, and then I'll do my video straight after. So I thought we'd yap for a bit about it before they actually show anything off. And then as soon as they've shown it off, I'll get to work on the video. But I thought, might as well just, like, you know, relax, speculate, set expectations maybe. But yeah, how's everyone doing? How's everyone's Halloween going on this fine Thursday? Yeah, I'm probably just gonna hop into, I don't know, firefight, I guess, while we wait. So I can shut my brain off. But we looking forward to this stream. Just make sure I get up on my phone as well, so I can keep an eye on it. Oh. I don't need to put a boost on because I finished the event pass now, aren't I? Cool.
Firefight.
I need T-boost. Right, I thought I had this coat in. Oh, slash weapon model equipped. I only have this because I brought the like the Prophet armor set for one of those I Made You Spawn videos, and then I completely forgot about it. Which is funny because I actually like this weapon model, but I just forgot it existed and then I owned it. Turn it down a bit. This game is always. This game is always. Sorry, I'm reading that completely wrong. The game is good, but I always have a difficult time understanding good ways to play the modes, like strats and stuff. To be fair, I don't necessarily think there's any modes that I particularly strategize on. I guess it depends what you play. Like, if you're on something like CTF, let's say like BTB CTF, one of the best things to have is a 3-seater Warthog, because you want one person on the gun defending, you want one person driving, and you want one person to run in to grab a flag. But that person ideally needs some kind of power weapon, so that when they get into the enemy base, they have a chance to defend themselves and don't just immediately get obliterated. Whereas in like something like Slayer, having a 3-seater Warthog is probably a terrible idea, because you potentially just giving the enemy team a free triple kill. But I'm by no means like good at the game. I think I'm okay. I have good games, but I would not say that I'm good at the game, so I can't really say that I'm someone that necessarily strategizes. But I don't think you need to. You don't need to take everything like that seriously in order to have fun with it. There's some modes where, yeah, I try to strategize a little bit more. Like, you know, and I just mean that in terms of, like, okay, what's realistically the best sandbox item to use in this, like, what's the best weapon to use to counter that vehicle? Or, you know, how do I go about, oh my god, I just missed all those shots. How do I go about dealing with a specific camper or something like that? I think that's about as far as my strategizing goes. Like, oh, there's an enemy Banshee. I should probably pick up a Hydra launcher. Oh yeah, we have infinite grapple shots. Lol, could have forgot. Also get you more points if you just stand on the hill in this mode too. But although I'm not hero rank, I don't care enough. Not right now, at least. If they announce that kits are going to be customizable with this video, sure. Like, I mean more than just coatings. Sure, but until then, I'm not that bothered. I thought I was going to yap about. So what are our thoughts on the MA5K right now? Do we think it is a weapon? Do we think it's a weapon model? How do we hope it functions? Do we think we're going to be able to customize it? Wait, did I not pick up the hand? Oh. Oh.
Hill ready. Hill control.
Oh, okay. I killed him a lot quicker than I expected. Kits low and cross-core helmets would be so huge, but I'm not holding out any hope. Yeah, it's not something that I necessarily think is going to happen, but I would very much like it to. If you could change like the helmets and the shoulders, then that would be awesome. I mean, chances are, even if the Mark 6 is a kit, which it is, I'm still going to buy it. I'll sit there on the shop video and be like, yeah, this shouldn't be 2,000 credits, it's kind of overpriced, and then I'll buy it anyway, because it'll look good in the thumbnail. And also so I can make machinimas with it. Because I like making machinimas. And then I'll have someone call me a hypocrite in the comments, and I'm just like, I agree, but I don't care. At the end of the day, do what makes you happy, I guess. And for me, that's buying overpriced multiplayer cosmetics to buy it to make machinimas. Not that I need them to make machinimas, but like, you know, it adds to it. I thought they fell off the straight off the back then. Where's... Oh, there it is. I do Max. I do Miles. You never know, they might announce shoulder and helmet customization on kits. That's what I'd like them to do, but I feel... I don't know. Maybe they didn't, because maybe they didn't show it off on the thumbnail for the video, because if they did, then people would assume it's core, which it obviously isn't. I don't know. I'd very much like them to announce that today. I think that would make kits so much better. Especially if you could also use those shoulders and helmets with your own builds. Because it's like the Flood ones, like Rusalka and, I don't care about Transgress, to be fair, but Rusalka. Like, the helmet's really cool. The shoulders are also really cool. I would like to be able to make my own Spartan, my own Flood Spartan that uses those pieces. Even though overall I think the Rusalka kit is better than like most of those Flood pieces, I want the option to use that with my own armor. And the fact that you don't have that option kind of stinks. Because you could make more diverse Flood spawns with those. The Flood ODST shoulders that Rusalka has would be great, so I could make an actual Flood infected ODST. Even though there isn't a Flood ODST helmet, you can use one of the attachments with Flood stuff. So you could do stuff like that, which would be cool.
Triple kill. Reinforcements. Double kill. Triple kill. Overkill. Reinforcements.
This commander just fall through the map. I think one of the Mark 5B helmets on the flood kits would look good too. True, true. Damn. I should not have died there. I might be stupid. It's okay, it's only firefight.
Overkill.
That's someone revived me. Cool. You can watch the live stream on here when they go live? Yes, I am. That's the plan. We're going to react to it live, and then as soon as it's pretty much as soon as it's over, I'm going to do my video on it.
Your team scored.
Where I'll sound less tired, and I actually sound like I know what I'm talking about. How you doing, Mallow? Because I'll have to rewatch bits of the stream too, so I can pick up on anything I miss initially.
Kill incoming.
We'll just get this game finished, then I'll load the stream up. We'll get ready to watch it. Grumpocalypse Fiesta on Courtyard with that Bulldog variant will always get you around 7k scored. Damn, okay. Is that the new hero rank meta?
Triple kill. Kill control. Reinforcements.
Cross-core hands would probably work the best for the next cross-core update if they want to do more. I would like them to. I would like them to do more cross-core stuff. Even if there was a select few chest attachments that work. Because obviously I do not expect all the chest attachments to be cross-core. But I would also like some of the helmet attachments, some more of the helmet attachments to be cross-compatible. Mostly between Mark 5B and Mark 7. That is one of the main ones that I want. But I don't realistically expect everything to become cross-core eventually. Some of the hands and like body types I think are just too different for them to make it cross-core. But it would be cool if we did have some additional like chest pieces and yeah, maybe gloves to an extent, maybe helmet attachments. Like that'd be nice. Get this. The chatbots describe how the MA5K acts right. If correct, then expect a gun that's faster than the AR, but not entirely like SMG. It'll likely be very similar to the Halo Combat Evolved AR. Chances are that it will be what it plays like. Still get infinite ammo, so normal rockets and all the weapons are really too damn. I mean, it's kind of funny if they do release it and it does kind of play like the Combat Evolved AR, because they could have just made the Combat Evolved AR a weapon. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I am just content to have any form of new sandbox item.
Your team scored.
Actually, the hand size is deliberate the same size because the weapons would not work if it were too big or small. Also, isn't that Mark 6 kit gloves identical to the Mark 4 default glove?
Set start. Hill incoming.
I'm not sure. It's crazy how the other guns are not being added, or the Falcon. I mean, it's like I've said multiple times. When it comes to leaks, never take them at face value. Yes, those things obviously exist in the files, but until you hear from the developers themselves that, hey, we are working on these things, do not expect them to release. And I don't think it's fair to expect them to release just because a leaker said they're working on this thing. Like, it sets a false expectation, and then you just have a bunch of people that end up complaining about something that was never promised to them in the first place. I mean, again, it's one of them. Those things could have been being tested for later entries in the series, in the same way that the Mongoose was tested in Halo 2, but didn't release until Halo 3. Like, this is something that's like been pretty common for Halo. Like, there's other weapons that were in Halo 5's files, but weren't in Halo 5. There's leftover assets from Halo 5 in Infinite, but that doesn't mean they would ever planned to be in Halo Infinite. Like with the Halo 5 shotgun and stuff, people were like, oh, well, it was found in the files. Doesn't necessarily mean it was intended. Obviously, with those guns and the Falcon, it's different because we saw those continuously get updated, so it was weird that it never added. But again, if you don't hear it from a developer, don't believe that it's true. Even though, like, yes, they exist in the files, that doesn't mean that we're, like, owed them, if that makes sense. But it's also worth noting that, obviously, Microsoft had a ton of major layoffs, which heavily affected the sandbox team. And to my knowledge, most of the people in the sandbox team that were affected were people that were Infinite's sandbox team. Whereas, like, people for future games were likely still there, but their job wasn't to make stuff for Infinite, to make stuff for future games. It's like in regards to weapon models, a lot of people say, like, oh, well, they should have made those a new gun. And for some of them, yes, I fully 100% agree. At the same time, making a model for the gun that still shares all the same animations, the same projectile, the same sound effect, is a lot simpler than making an entirely new gun that has unique properties. Otherwise, it's like, hypothetically, let's say the banished battle rifle model they released, let's say that did release as a weapon, like a new weapon, but it functioned almost exactly the same as battle rifle, had the same animation, same sound effects. People would just complain that it was, like, really lazy. So, like, I don't even think that would save it from complaints. Mark 4 gloves are a little different. The Mark 6 ones are more square and a lot bigger. Right, I know there's a difference between Halo 2 and Halo 3 Chief Plus. If you look at the biggest core, the Eagle Strike hands would still work across the other cores. Also, for a bit, there was a Mirage set for the hands. Sorry, I'm reading this wrong line. Also, cross-helmet attachments are another thing that sounds desirable. Yeah, like I said, obviously, it's not going to be where every helmet attachment would be cross-compatible. And there is a few, technically, that are cross-core, because there's, like, I think there's a helmet attachment that was released for a Mirage helmet that's available on a couple of Mark 7 ones. But it would just be, it'd just be nice. Oh, I'm out of rockets. No. So then did we win?
Your team scored victory.
Yeah, Needleminder. Yeah, it's because on the aerosol helmet. That should just be on everything, though. That genuinely should be on every helmet. It's very weird that it isn't. Hey, Tim. We are going to switch over to the community stream now to see. I mean, I know I've still got another 10 minutes, but I don't want to be like stuck in a match when it starts. Oh man. Right. Yeah, it's still a few minutes. What are current thoughts on the new armor that's been revealed, though? The elite armor. Someone in the chat for the stream just said if Halo was real and you respawn, you would never choose the armor. Are people just against, like, customization? I thought they already did elite themed armor. Yeah, there's multiple. There's multiple elite themed armors. A Sailor is the most recent one that was elite themed, which is the Anvil one. It's based on like the elite captain, with the mask attachment being more of like a Spec Ops style mouthplate. So there's been like multiple elite ones. I believe multiple. A Sailor might be the only one. To be fair, some of the other ones that people told me like, oh, those aren't elite, the brutes. But you know. But, I mean, this is entirely different, I guess, because it's based on different elite armor, and it's based on half-jaw specifically. I'm not usually one for the elite brute armor, but I love this one. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like I said, it's based on half-jaw, so people are going to like it anyway. And the new coating looks really nice, and the chest attachment, it doesn't just look like it's based on elite armor, it literally looks like it is elite armor. Does Anubis count if it's made by elites and spawns? It's not really elite themed. It doesn't really look like an elite. Yeah, I think the half jaw thing could be a helmet type. It's not. And the elite armor makes me wish even more that playable elites existed. Yeah. I mean, half jaw elite core. Yeah, I mean, it's like it does feel like a bit of a missed opportunity to not have playable elites in any capacity, because they absolutely could have released kits based on specific characters in the same way they have for spawns. Makes me sad that I can't use the catties on air assault. Yeah, it would be quite fun if you could. I'll buy the elite armor instantly if it's in the shop. I'm assuming the half jaw one is the operation pass. I could be entirely mistaken, but I'm pretty sure the half jaw one is the operation pass, and then you're likely going to see some other ones in the store. I would reckon there's going to be another set of elite themed armor, and then probably some unrelated stuff. In the same vein that, like, we've had the Halloween event, where you have Halloween event themed armor in the operation pass, the skeleton armor on the store, and then there was also a completely unrelated set of armor that was also released on the store, being the Chimera one. Your armor is looking pretty drippy, Magpie. Thank you. I tried to make him look like an action figure. If it's in the past, I'll have to play until I have all the pieces. Yeah, that's fair. I'm curious what the operation purchase bonus is going to be, because right now I'm wagering it is either the coating or it is the sniper weapon model you could see on the banner. But I could be entirely wrong. The sniper model could be a store thing. I think the next operation after this is going to be Winter Contingency 4, and I'm curious what we're going to get in that. I don't know if it's going to be more... I'd assume more Christmas-themed stuff, but I don't know if we're going to get something akin to Winter Contingency 3, where it's, like, not necessarily attachments and stuff like that, but rather an actual Santa set of armor, like, again, something similar to that. It'd be cool to have, like, Krampus armor. That'd be kind of funny. Sniper bundle could be the sniper model could be in the bundle with a Halo 2 Mark 6. Possibly. I could see something else being in there. Maybe sniper cover. Oh, thank you for the gifted. Jesus Christ, Tim. Thank you for the 10 gifted. What the hell? My God. It's still going. It's still going. Thank you very much, Tim. My lord. Wow, now we have 10 new members. That's so skibbity. The snowman helmet from ages. Yeah, that'd be funny, but I hope it releases, but I think that should be something that's like in the exchange. I don't think that should be the operation pass. Grinch armor would also be a funny one. But, yeah, thank you so much for the gifted, Tim. I really appreciate that. I'm curious because I don't know what else we've seen. Yeah, there's the elite armor. Obviously, we know the tactical ops stuff is going to be in the exchange. Okay, we don't know for sure, but why would they have the tactical ops armor on the event banner if it's not in the operation? No, sorry, if it's not in the exchange. So I would very much assume that the tactical ops stuff is coming back in the exchange. Which I'd then be curious what else does, because it'd have to be... I'd assume it's stuff that'd be of a similar theme. So right now, I mean, to be fair, none of this was really Halloween themed. I guess Scarlet Hunter and Parasitic all could be. But that's Cyber Showdown stuff. That was an ultimate reward. That was an ultimate reward. And then this is new, which is kind of supposed to be a Halloween themed weapon coating. But that's very vague. I guess you could argue the coloration is Halloween-y. But, like, aside from that, it's not really Halloween themed at all. So I guess the new operation doesn't need to be either. Maybe there's some... No, they already brought the app and stuff back, right? I don't know. I don't know. Page bonus of the one set coating. I swear I own that. Unless you mean like if they do a new one. +1 for Grinch Armor. Yeah, I think Grinch Armor would be kind of funny. I know a lot of people are like, the game's losing its identity. I don't care. You've been saying it's been losing its identity for 3 years now. Maybe next year they'll take a note from Gears of War and do zombified or flood-infected variants full of major spawning characters like Chief, Emil, Fred, just like how George got a flood kit. More stuff like that'd be cool, but it's like if they're going to do more flood stuff, which I would have liked them to have done this year, if they're going to do more flood stuff, I would like it to be our own armor pieces. I would like some Mark 7 flood stuff too, so I can, like, you know, make some match flood pieces. Wasn't Wisp Visor in the same operation and pink bubblegum coating? Wasn't Wisp Visor a shop one? The pink bubblegum coating was in the original Cyber Showdown event, and the Wisp Visor was on the store during that same event. My favourite thing every time you stream is seeing the latest tip is Crust Pyleon. Yeah, maybe one day that'll change. Most new emblems were colourable red. Oh wait, is it not? That's kind of funny. The 30,000 weapon codes in the exchange looks like a shader from Destiny 2. It should not cost 30,000 spawn points. If it was 10,000, maybe I'd consider it. But like for 30k, oh my lord. I'm just going to save up for Haunted. George could have been infected by the flood after the slipspace bomb. Wisp was such an area. I want that nerf coating to show up in the exchange. I'd be curious to see if these promo coatings will, because obviously we have seen a few promo items like the Adidas one and stuff like that, but they were all Twitch drops. I don't think there's been any promo items that aren't Twitch drops that have been in the exchange yet. And then there has been some promo items like Monarch, which was through like some chocolate or candy promotion that made its way to become a Twitch drop, so that could end up on the exchange. I don't know if we'll see the Razor or Nerf ones do the same thing. They could. I'm just not sure if that will be the case. Granular on the exchange, please. Didn't they do Adrenal as a Twitch drop at some point? I feel like maybe they did, which, if true, unless I'm being stupid, that's kind of funny because it was also on the store. I know a dude who paid over 1k for the granular coating. Can't wait to see that in the exchange. I just couldn't imagine spending that kind of money on a coating, especially granular of all things. Oh, we've got a minute and a half. We've got a minute and a half. Jonas learned about Halo Infinite's winter update, Operation Great Journey, and stick around for a special Halloween Infection playdate. I hope they announce 2 more operations alongside this, and not just Great Journey. I would assume there's 2 more. Because, yeah, I would assume we'd get a new winter operation. And I would assume we would get something in January. Yeah, something in January. Please, stream, start! Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. That's... what the Sigma? Where is the... There we go. Is it gonna come on? That'd be cool. I'm not really sure how the community would react to old exclusive coatings no longer being exclusive. I think the community at large wouldn't really care. There's just going to be a handful of people that would get very upset over it. Obviously, the people that are like... It's funny because as much as people complain about like FOMO and like cosmetics and stuff like that, at the same time, some of those same people get very gatekeepy over their cosmetics. It's like, well, I had this when it released, so I'm better than you. It's like the same people that it's like with like Recon in Halo 3, but because you can just get Recon in Master Chief Collection, they're like, well, I unlocked Recon back in Halo 3. And it's like, okay, cool. I don't think that one helmet should be gatekept behind like such a huge monumental task forever and ever. I think they might have confirmed 2 more in one of the Waypoint articles, but I'll have to double check. They confirmed they're doing an Easter update. I think that might be what you're referring to. And then I think there's another one. There might be another update after that, but I don't know if they directly confirmed 2 more operations. I would assume there would be. I just don't know if they're going to talk about it today. If not, we'll likely find out via Silex stuff on Tuesday. Give me Deathly Poison to match my monster coating on the weapons. Or just a Deathly Poison weapon coating too. And then you'd have the full Deathly Poison set. I might have made that up. I couldn't find where I read it. Like I said, it was probably just a mix-up with them saying like there will be an Easter update. Is this just not starting? Okay. I'll reach Ultra Helmet as a spot helmet. That'd be cool. Don't suit you, but can't have that mark. Where's my Wi-Fi? Was that weird at 4 AM? Get to bed, dude. I'm hoping Mark 5 Zeta is coming back because it's been one of my favorites since the release. Mark 5 Zeta is great. It'll be cool to see more people use that again. It's actually such an underrated helmet. Bunch of people are like, please start. Maybe they're waiting for more people to come in. I mean, there's only 850 people watching it right now. But I guess because it's also been like thinking it's a community live stream, some people just aren't that interested. 2 minutes late. No. In real, I like they reach elites most. That's fair. Mark 5 Zeta was my main before the cross-core update. Yeah, it's like, I mean, to be fair, I always change my helmet, like, regularly. I do think, like, Yokai is technically my main, but, like, with cross-core, I definitely change it around even more now. Oh, look, Yellow's there, too. Hi, Yellow. But on the Halo stream instead? Why are people making like political comments in the Halo stream? That's so cringe. It's actually so cringe. There'll be the same people that are like, don't put politics in games. Making political comments on a Halo stream. Three minutes late. How dare they? Honor God armor would slap so hard. True. Yeah, I do hope we get playable elites back at some point, just because I feel like there's so much they could do with elite armor. Imagine if, like, again, he's making the same comment. Like, can I mute this guy? He's just weird. What a weird guy. Guarantees he's a pride coating. He's like, stop making games political. Don't put politics in games unless it's the side I support. Absolutely, that's what people like. So weird. Rainbow flag in a video game. Let me comment if you should vote for. Massive Mass Effect fan, so I'm ecstatic they're bringing Scorpion Punch back. Scorpion Punch is such a good coating, though. I think that was the main one I used in the flight. To be fair, I think it was the main one most people used in the flight. Now they're 4 minutes late. My god, people are getting so mad. Like, you can wait 5 extra minutes. Don't care as long as we get cool stuff and good stories. True, true. Make a game where my character becomes the political one. Yeah, imagine if like with Fracture events, like we had playable elites, and there was like a samurai elite armor, like that one from Halo Legends, something like that'd be sick. I usually never read chat on big developer streams. I had it closed, and then I refreshed the feed, and it show's starting soon. Okay. Is there any other info we can pick up from this banner other than the stuff we've already seen? So obviously MA5K is there. Definitely not a weapon. It does obviously share some similarities to the assault rifle. I'm 99% sure that is a new weapon. They wouldn't put so much into promo else. Obviously, we've got the new armor. Ooh, wait. This is the full set, right? So that's a new utility piece. Those are the knee pads. I don't think it showed all of it in the banner on Steam. I think Steamed armor would be cool. Yeah, that's why I hope they bring something like Helio Scroll back. When is Great Journey supposed to come out? They give us a day. I'm assuming it's Tuesday. If it doesn't start after 15 minutes, we're legally allowed to leave. Imagine this flood elite armor, that'd also be cool. Oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics, everyone. True. Yeah, so okay, so that's the utility piece. I hope, it definitely isn't, but I hope it's something that applies on both sides to give you like stockier legs. Right, I'm just making one a bit bigger. Because the thing is, although that chest piece is cool, I know in comparison to the rest of the body, it's going to give you like a really buff, bulky upper half, and then the legs are going to end up looking really small in comparison. So my issue with some of the Mark 7 chest attachments. Yep, the Destroyer Core went. True! Playable elites was the biggest missed opportunity ever. I would not say the biggest. I would definitely say there's other things that I would consider bigger missed opportunities, but it is definitely one of them. Hi, Sketch. See that, guys? He looked at the camera. That was so cool. So no audio playing on the stream. Okay, I guess there's just no audio playing on the stream. It's weird. Oh. They're just playing their Operation trailer now, aren't they? Can everyone hear that, by the way? The actual stream audio? I'm assuming you can. Will we see the gameplay of the MA5K today? I'd assume so. Also, I wish the original plasma rifle would appear in a new Halo game. Yeah, I find it weird that it hasn't.
Hey everyone, what is up? Happy Halloween and welcome to a live stream here. We're going to talk about all things Halo Infinite. I'm Sketch, joined by Unishek. What's up, John?
What's up?
Good
Thanks
to be
for
back
having me.
here in the studio. It's been a hot
Sometimes
minute. Lots
forget
happened since we were last year,
YouTubers
including,
are
of course,
real
Halo
people.
World
Oh, okay.
The biggest weekend of the year for the Halo
I am indeed
franchise.
real,
It was
funnily
an
enough.
exciting, action-packed weekend for everyone in person and on stream. So finally, kind of coming down from that high, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was a lot was announced too, right? A lot of work leading up to that, and then now we've just been able to enjoy it. Halloween.
In fact, the plasma rifle's not gotten a new
winter
model
update,
since
and
Reach. They've reused it in any
course,
new
great journey.
versions.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
get
what we
into
call
all that.
perfection.
I want to give a shout out, of course, as always, to our hardworking friends behind the scenes, Nick, Phil, and Todd, running the boards today to bring the stream to you. Of course, they've done a great job here, helping to get the studio in the spirit.
I do like how they've made it all look
for
spooky and stuff.
Halloween.
I have that
So
that
today
Master
we've
Chief
got kind
helmet.
of a doubleheader
I have that
here.
Master Chief
So we're
helmet. It's
gonna
currently
spend a little
behind
bit
me.
of time here up front talking about Halo Infinite's
The armor's for which
next
core?
update,
The new
winter
Elite
update,
armor
that
is for
arriving next
the
Tuesday,
the
November
Mark
5th.
7. The new Elite armor is for the
Also
Mark
happens to
7.
be election day here, for people in the States, so
The helmet
lots going
and
on
shoulders will
next
be
week,
cross
but it's an
core,
exciting update for Halo Infinite,
but
and then
the
we're gonna
chest
take a small
attachment,
break
utility piece,
and
knee
come
pads,
back and
Mark
jump
7.
into a Halloween play date.
There's a Firefall in the back. It is.
Ron.
It's like
We're
a
gonna
flood
play
infected
some
Firefall.
Infection, the new Alpha Zombies update that went out last week, and give out Ice Unicorns and just sort of have a grand old time playing some Halo Infinite. But before we do that, we are eager to dig into some more details about what you will find with next week's free Halo Infinite update. You probably saw that little evocative teaser there at the front. Shout out to Duncan for working on that.
What could that be?
I don't know. What could that be, John? We're going to get to that in just a bit. But we're going to go over everything that you can find in the winter update, including the next operation, which is dubbed Great Journey. One thing you're going to probably notice as a common theme through most of the things coming out on this release it all kind of coincides with some a love and celebration of all things Halo 2, as we are rapidly approaching a big milestone anniversary for Halo 2. So keep that in mind, and I think it's awesome to see so much just passion and love went into celebrating Halo 2 and how much it means for us as Halo fans and what it means to the franchise and how old it makes me feel that we're coming up on such a big milestone.
You worked on Halo 2, right?
I did.
Were you on the before launch or
Before
after
launch? Yep,
Before?
I came in pretty early on the Halo 2 phase.
Halo physics could make a
there
great basketball game.
for
So
the majority of
true.
That development, including kind of the great reset.
Some would say a
and
grift ball of sorts.
all the fun stories you heard about Halo 2 development. But I think we're going to do another Halo 2 specific playdate a little bit later next month.
Halo
so
should
we'll
playable
save some of
leagues,
those
especially
stories
now
maybe
that they
for
aren't
that.
3-4-3.
But we're
Who
going to
had a
talk
weird disdain
about
against
a
playable
new
leagues
way
in
to
general.
play.
I don't think they had a disdain
Firefight
against it. I just think it was like
third-person mode is coming to
time
this update next
constraints
week,
and
including,
resource
John's gonna walk
management and
through
all
a
that sort of
number cool
stuff.
Forge updates that are sort of good quality of
Chris
life
Sketch was
and feature
there for
improvements
Halo
for
2.
Forge
Unity
power
would
users
say
that we'll
that.
talk through. We will talk a little bit about some sandbox updates that you can look forward to getting your
Sandbox
hands on.
updates?
And then we will talk a
What?
little bit about some special Halo 2 themed playlist updates that are also landing starting next week.
I wonder what the
So John, without further ado, I thought we'd kick things off by just jumping right into one of our. You mentioned a couple exciting announcements.
Can
from
they
the
have
World
their
Championship.
343
I
hoodies
think one of
taken
our
away
big
from
ones
them?
was
Nah,
the fact
probably
that
not. They definitely still
There's a
have
whole
them.
new way to play coming with this winter update.
Yeah.
Did they show the pass yet? No.
Camera, third-person firefight, all coming in with the update.
They've not
It's
shown
really
anything.
exciting. The team had been working on it for a bit, just really unlocking that power and potential. It kind of started as, hey, we want to do this cool thing that allows forgers to create
Using a really
unique
old,
experiences,
hard
and
to
then
use
as we
engine
started
called Middle East
building
hard.
it out,
Potentially,
more and more
yeah.
like, wait, this is actually
Whole new
just
way
a
to
ton
play,
of
Battle
fun
Royale
to play
config.
with Firefight.
I mean, hey, with
That's why
third person,
we'll be
people can,
launching
like,
that
in
Firefight
Forge, people could
playlist
definitely make Battle
here
Royales
next
feel a bit
week.
more
Let's jump
authentic.
in. And some folks maybe have already seen this, maybe others haven't, but I thought let's talk a little bit about third person and the work that you and the gameplay team did to bring this to life. But rather than just sit here and
You know, I
talk,
just want
why don't
any
we
version
play
of the
some
weapon that
third-person
has any,
firefight at the same time?
Has 8 mo?
Give people
I would
a
like
good
new weapon
idea of kind
variants.
of what it looks like, how it's going to work. And I think
I'd very
let's
much
start
like new
off
weapon
here,
variants.
Probably jumping into Oasis.
Yep.
I think you mentioned this. We will have a dedicated third-person firefight playlist that will go live next
Secondary
Tuesday
weapon
when this update lands.
MA5K.
I think there's a couple different experiences mixed in there. We'll start out by playing Firefight King of the Hill.
Quite for them
and
to announce
maybe
second
afterwards,
person mode
if you're
later
up for
next
it, I'd
year.
to
I'd love a
switch over, check
2D
out
mode.
Forge maps,
Oh yeah.
and where we have a linear offering as
I
well.
just want
for
a new
Firefight.
version of
But
it. Whatever, that right. Not
we're
gonna
probably
lie,
keep
I'm
this
most
mostly on your
excited
screen,
for the
John.
third person.
I
Yeah,
wanna
before.
just give a
And there's
shout out
Helio
here,
Scroll.
and
Okay,
I'm
cool.
seeing some new
That was the Arbiter armor.
customization
There you go.
options here.
And the Mark 6
So
kit.
just a little taste
Okay.
of keys for now. We do have 2 bots on our team, so shout out to our bots here.
There you go, I guess.
Buddy, mostly we're just kind of providing a gameplay backdrop as John and I talk a little bit about third person.
The Mark 6 kit
And
looks
I think
really
I
nice
forgot to
too.
mention, we are running kind of on a pre-release debug build here, so you might see a little bit of periodic debugs, text strings and things like that on the screen. That's just a factor of us using a pre-release build here internally. So
That was
John,
absolutely
talk to
Helio
me
Scroll.
about
I have
third
no doubts in my
person and
mind.
kinda, I guess first and foremost, I'm just curious, when and where and how did this idea sort of first come up internally, that this was something that the team wanted to go after?
I think it.
This looks better than
started
Halo 5's
I was
version.
looking around.
I didn't
We
look
were in
at it
caption-
properly, to be fair, so I
caption
can't
session
judge too
actually in
much.
this room, a while back, and we were capturing
We also
footage
just had
for one of the
a
trailers
helmet.
that we were working on, and we had Nick.
Trying to see if we got.
pull
No,
up
that bandy rifle's normal
debug,
bandits. It's not a new weapon model or
third-person
anything
camera
like that.
on one of the Spartans, and so we were
Why is the stream
controlling
quality dipped so hard?
our own Spartans in third person as we were setting up shots, and I was like, already in the game.
There you
you
go.
know,
There it is. That's Helio Scroll. Yeah, that's 100%
how
Helio
difficult
Scroll.
would it be to
Look at the shoulders too.
actually bring that
That's
and
Helio
experience to
Scroll.
a
So
player?
Helio Scroll's back.
And
Um,
it was pretty darn
that'll be
cheap,
shop
just
armor.
as a debug thing, right? It wasn't
I knew
feature,
damn well
it
that was
didn't
gonna
have a lot of
happen.
polish.
But
So we ended
that'll
up
be shop armor.
diving into
You'll
it,
get the half dual one in the
gameplay
shop in the
setting,
Operation
and
Pass,
that
and Helio
was
Scroll will be the shop
when
bundle.
we started poking around. I think we ended up using more of kind of like the
Helio Scroll won't be pass. If Helio Scroll was pass, it'd be in the promo stuff. It's gonna be shop. Shop alongside the Mark 6 kit. Maybe there'll be a super. There will be a super bundle with Helio Scroll and the Mark 6 kit, and the pose for the super bundle will be Chief and the Arbiter back to back, 100%.
And like when you shoot at something, the aim goes where you wanted it to, because it's a little.
It's pretty
bit
neat armor
unique to
effect
have
thing.
the
Yeah, I didn't
camera
see the blue armor
pop out
effect,
over
huh?
the shoulder, and line up differently than where your bullets are actually going. and you could see that would sometimes change between guns.
Lower your mic volume?
You see
Okay.
some weird behavior with
It's probably because I'm sat right next to it, to be
where
fair.
gets thrown, nades where they get thrown.
There you go.
Gosh, I tried to run away and I landed right next to
Oh,
all of
it's
them.
a little harder to play and talk, right? We just
Yeah.
got
That'd be the
smoked
first
here.
Super Bundle I buy,
and
because
they
I would not be
just-
surprised. I would not be surprised if Helio Scroll and the Mark 6 kits are in a Super Bundle. Individually, they'll probably cost like 2,000, 2,200, and then we'll have a Super Bundle that'll either be like 3,800 to 4,200.
You know, you mentioned that camera. I remember you and I were talking about it because, like, kind of the way it works in default first person is your bullets are kind of coming out of your face, right? Like,
Yep.
This is also why sometimes it looks a little weird in theater, and extra work has to sometimes be done there.
I'm
try
locked
to make
in
it
on
look
that
a little
sweet
more
what?
representative of what you think it is.
What if
But
it's an
it
exchange?
wasn't
Maybe the helmet
automatic to
could
just
be
move the camera
alongside
back on
it.
the shoulder and have everything come really
Like
nice,
they
right?
did with Haunted,
Yeah,
but after
so,
Achilles, I'm doubtful. I could
Another
be wrong though, because
cool
we'll
thing
hopefully get a
from
new
it,
big exchange
is
update.
We saw it as I came off respawn just then. I can see like my
Um,
mythic effects set a lot
crazy, I
more
swear I
clearly.
see one of the
As I
other
move
effect
around.
thresholds. Maybe it did, I
when
just
you've got
wasn't
those
paying
cool
enough
ones that
attention.
are off spawn, you can actually see those come into play.
This bot's carrying,
You also get to
absolutely.
see like the added benefit of customization. Certainly not the reason.
I think
why
person
we
seems
did it,
cool.
but
Like I say,
it's
like
just a nice
it's
little
not
side effect
necessarily anything
on
that's
top
like
of we got to do
game
stuff
changing. Like
for
it is and isn't, because you are
forgers and
playing the
those
game from an
creations,
entirely new
right?
perspective, which is really cool.
Yeah, you know, I've seen a couple hot
But at the
takes,
same time, the gameplay's
theories
still
about
technically
why we
exactly the
did it
same.
or what our ulterior motives are,
But it's going to be fun to
really,
try
as you
out,
said,
and it's going to be
we
fun
kinda
to
already
see how
had this
forgers
bug
utilize it.
in
Like one of the
the
main
game.
things for me that looked
It
really
was
cool
already
was when they
part of
first
some
showed off
mechanics like turrets
third
and
person.
vehicles.
They showed
And
that snippet of
truly,
Juggernaut
if you went
gameplay
all
where
the
it was
way back
first
to the
person, and then when they
Origins,
killed the
first time we
Juggernaut,
ever
the
saw
camera
it, it was a
transitioned to being a
third-person
third-person
demo.
camera.
So,
And something like that would
kinda
just be
coming
really
full
cool,
circle
like
in that
especially for
regards,
something like
which is
Juggernaut. That's just fun.
pretty cool.
That's
and
just
I happen
fun.
to personally know,
And so some people complain like, oh, it makes it too much like Fortnite.
just
Oh,
can't
it's
play
it's
first-person
resources that could be
shooter titles. They have
designated
motion
elsewhere.
sickness issues.
But the
They've
Forge
never
team
been
are
able
going
to
to be
find that
working
sweet
on
spot,
stuff
and,
that benefits
you know,
Forge.
if third
Where else
person
do you want those
allows,
resources to be
different
designated?
audience,
Like,
different people that have always been interested in Halo,
don't make any
that
sense.
couldn't play because
But like,
of
yeah,
the
something like that. Like, I'm
accessibility
really excited to try that out.
challenges. That's awesome. Why not?
Someone like Halo Fortnite Edition.
was
True.
also
I
showing
I would not be
in
surprised if
vehicles
any
pretty
Forge
soon,
Battle Royale mode that already
if you wanna
exists will be
try and
transitioned
jump
to
in
a
if we
third
can get
person.
lines.
Maybe they'll bring
Yeah,
last spawn
jump
standing
up.
back too and make that a third person
Try
mode.
grappling into it, the gunner seat there.
Well, I can't when I miss.
Third person mode might bring in new players potentially.
Nice and smooth.
All
What'll
those
be in the exchange? I
transitions,
need to know.
making sure all that stuff like worked right also was something we wanted to do as I drive.
Oh yeah, Halo
Right,
Scroll
right,
does have an
right.
armor
I
effect on,
I
doesn't
tried to
it?
look at you as
I wasn't
driving
paying
around,
attention
it's
to that. I was
not
too busy
great.
looking at the armor.
Don't do that in real
That is
life
kinda cool.
or in video games. Make sure you're always paying attention.
Uh-oh, this is a
but-
hot zone we just
yeah.
drove us into. I'm also curious
should have
about
been
some of the
recording
work
this
and
'cause I'm gonna have to go
conversations
back
you all
into it
had
after the
around
video.
how you
Lol.
handle ADS.
And they'll still be
Taking
live
different
too.
weapons, I noticed,
So getting the video footage in decent quality is gonna be pain.
Yeah, sometimes you'll still get a first
Third person Husky will be fun. That'll definitely be one of the first ones they do.
Sometimes you won't. Sometimes it looks like I believe a little bit of work might have been done just to help
Much
usability
third
on
person
some of the HUD
BTB.
elements.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk to us
Say,
a
it'll
little
just be
bit about some of
cool.
that process.
Yeah, it was one of the bigger concerns I had when we were looking at it is Halo's got this really unique suppression mechanic, D-scope, right? You get hit while you're zoomed in, it knocks you out of scope. Having that happen with a third person where you're constantly getting popped in and out could be pretty darn jarring, especially if you had kind of like a long zoom animation time. So we ended up just making sure it felt snappy. We tried to make it as quick as possible. You could see.
I was
that
hoping
we
you'd say
were
that
kinda
D-scope
hitting
isn't
D-scope,
in third person.
taking a little bit of damage.
Oh well.
And it ended up.
Technically,
after we
there was a
kinda
point where
split it
Halo
up,
Combat
tried a
Evolved was
few
going to be a third
different
person.
ways,
There was points where
instantly
Halo Combat
hopping
Evolved was
in,
going to be a lot of different
and
things. To be
we
fair.
found a good pace for that, and it now just feels pretty darn smooth and natural to a Halo player.
Well,
I know
Halo's
some
always
people
retained
aren't
like
used to
some level of
D-scope, it's
third-person
like a bit
element
of a
too,
challenge.
whether that just be like when you pick up the turret or when you're in a vehicle.
No, yeah.
But it's always had
I had
little
no
snippets
ammo.
of
I could
third
not find
person.
any weapons
So it doesn't
anywhere.
feel
I
like
picked up
it's
a fusion coil,
entirely
I think I
different,
just
if
blew
that
it
makes
in
sense.
the
Like it doesn't feel
face.
alien.
So, yeah, you know, good
It still
times.
feels familiar. Like you can tell you're still playing
Something like
Halo.
that,
Obviously, the
we might
gameplay is
wanna
going to be the
just,
same, so you'll be able to
prematurely
tell
end this
regardless.
because
But
I
you know what I
would
mean.
like to- I would like to show off, just take a quick look at that other Forge map with the linear experience, just to give players an idea of some of the different options that will be available. You mentioned de-scoping and stuff. Obviously, that becomes a little bit more I don't know, useful and applicable in PvP situations in particular, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I know in terms of third-person support basically works. We'll talk about this in the Forge section, but I know you guys had to do a lot of work to make sure it pretty much will support every mode.
They didn't play the whole game. I have no idea.
Also, want to be clear. I've seen some questions online.
I think just while they talk about the stuff.
Not like a settings
Go
toggle.
3 ODST
You won't
firefights
be
and
able
FCC customers
to,
browser
just
third
kind of
person
on the
mode.
fly join a playlist.
Third person is
Just
like
kind of
Fortnite, guys. Fortnite invented
control
third person.
playlist
True.
level. So essentially, you'll be able to play third-person firefight, or if you prefer to just load into the classic first-person firefight, that'll be a separate playlist option for you.
Okay, so yeah, third person will be
Yeah,
different
we
playlist then.
also wanted to make sure it was fair, so making sure it was at a mode level was super important, because you don't want to have.
Do we
people
think there'll be
swapping
two
in and out,
arbiter armor
looking around corners
coatings?
on third person.
What? So it's
right,
not.
When it's
So it's
like
not the new
first person.
HCS meta, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Or,
it's like
we can't
you-
just have players
I
can't just
can't do
arbitrarily.
Like Halo
look at
5
the
arbiter
places.
and Halo
Kinda
2
do this
arbiter.
and see who's coming around the corner, right?
Somehow
You
Fortnite
do get more
returned.
information, and honestly, if we jacked our POV really wide, I bet we'd be seeing
Oh yeah,
a
the field
lot.
of view.
Yeah, our field of view if we really crank that thing.
It is really nice when you change field of view. You kind of it has that perception of it's closer or further away. Actually, I'll just go.
Yeah,
ahead
why don't
and-
you
yeah.
why don't you go ahead? Let's end this one. Oh, you're gonna show it? Okay, do
Yeah,
yours, and then
so-
but then let's
Okay.
change maps real quick.
It feels like it's a little bit further. You can see more of what's going on around you, and then I will find a safe spot real quick. Change it
By the way, I'm really
I mean,
digging this
that's,
arbiter
you know,
inspired
all the
expected.
way down,
armor here. It's
and you can have it kind of be that closer one, and it's like depending on how you play your third-person games, typically you can kind of.
That could also be really cool for specific modes, like if you had restricted your FOV for a certain thing.
Sure.
Pokemon Gold and Silver,
you
real.
know, as soon as this update's live, obviously, any of our existing community forgers are able to go back and, if they want to update any of their own experiences and make them third person or have a third or first version, something like the Forge Falcons recently released
That Optic
Hell
Coating is
Jumpers
completely
mode,
new,
for
isn't it?
example,
Does it have
which is
new-
available in custom games. It sounds like it's would be perfect.
Like, it's 100% Helio Scroll. You can tell from the back of the helmet that it's Helio Scroll.
John, do you wanna,
The front looks a bit
we're just
different,
gonna
but
keep
I
riding
would
forever
wager
because
that's an
it's our-
attachment.
It's in our instinct to just keep slaying
Go ahead and
banished forever.
check
but
out that next map. Yeah.
yeah, I'd like to
absolutely.
just because.
Have they said
you know,
anything about the
we've
kit?
seen-
No, they haven't said anything about the kit yet.
I don't know if everybody's
Yeah,
aware
it's
that
definitely
we
Helio
have
Scroll. I think it's got
some
attachment on.
linear firefight experiences as well, in addition to the King of the Hill offering. So I believe that will be one of the ways that you'll be able to also experience this. Of course, there's even more to be found in custom games. But yeah, let's hop over. We're not going to play the whole match. Let's just do a little bit more third person. I thought this Ardent Prayer map was super well done. And being able to move from room to room in a linear fashion. It's pretty cool.
Show the
It's
armor!
a different experience, obviously.
Right.
It sucks that the quality of the stream's gone so low.
Hey, good. Yeah, well, with our debug builds and debug servers running, you never quite know. It's a roll of the dice.
And just doing anything live, you know, I'm like, am I setting up like the lobby right?
Oh, so
Well,
Catty's
better
confirmed.
you-
Yeah, chances are it'll be Mark 7 armor too, so you could actually
They're
potentially put
dramatic.
Catty's
I
on
guess-
Helio Scroll.
Was there something, John, during the third person sort of play testing and iteration that like really surprised you or caught you in the team that was unexpected, either positive or
Try
negative?
Twitch.
Yeah.
I will after.
the
It's more so just for the
amount of
recording that's kind of
awareness
annoying, because I'm gonna have to do my video
right, it
straight
kinda just
after
makes
that.
sense,
Like
but
they
the amount of
finished
awareness
talking about the news
that
stuff,
you have
so I'm gonna have to
when
go
you
back
get
through and
that
record
extra bit of
bits.
vision, or you can see someone shooting you in the
Or I get
back,
screenshots,
right?
and
You
it's.
see those
I mean,
impacts
it's not the end of the
actually
world,
happen.
but I don't want the
It made it a
screenshots
lot
to be in
easier
like
for people,
12p.
that aren't always paying attention to absolutely.
Not all
everything
Mark 7
going
helmets
on
have
in
that
the
attachment.
match,
That's true.
right?
That is true.
They now have a chance to know, hey, I just got hit from exactly that direction. Now I know where the bad guys are, how I can approach each situation, and that felt really darn cool to see
There it is
people
again.
who weren't
Yeah, I
always the
really didn't
most
even
aware in
notice that
matches
arm
have a
effect
little
at
bit more
first.
awareness. I forgot to turn on
It's
the
that
bots.
chest
All right,
attachment,
well,
the
we'll
one
do
from
it.
the
We're
Operation
doing it
Pass.
just
I
like
think
we
it
do
is.
So this is a community-made Forge map.
On press,
and
cool.
John, let's give a
Oh,
shout
did you
out
see it then?
to This is a community.
That's the MA5K.
All right, well,
He's
we'll
holding it. It's a
do
new
We're
weapon.
doing it just-
We can do
He had it right.
so
He has it right there.
community-made
He switched to it
Forge map,
immediately, and then chugged it on the floor.
shout out
That's the MA5K. It's a new gun.
this map.
And there's your
Yeah,
proof.
Geo.
And there's your proof. I had people telling me it was
and
clickbait, but
you
there's
should
the
be able to
proof.
see it in Firefight right now, if you go play matchmaking,
Hang
I
on.
believe you should
So this.
awareness. I forgot to turn on bots.
All right, well, we
we'll
can-
do it. We're doing it. Just
We can duo
you and
this.
me.
So this is a community-made Forge map, and John.
We're doing it.
Fuck.
Just
We can
Need-
duo
you and
this.
me.
So this is a community-made Forge map.
They've messed up there. Oh, I've messed up some on the stream here. 60-year-old mag. Told you it's going to function exactly the same as the
Battle
AR.
for Reach playlist, which had a bunch of good stuff. To celebrate Reach's anniversary, we had a bunch of Reach firefight multiplayer maps come in, and it was just a good time to grind and visit some old familiar play spaces.
sure.
You know.
I think once we clear this initial hill, then it'll open up the next room. So maybe we just kind of do this first phase or two, and then we'll wrap up the firefight stuff.
I mean, I knew it was, but like the fact that I had someone tell me yesterday that it was clickbaiting. But there's our proof. It's a new gun. They've done a bit of an oopsie there. I think. I don't think they were supposed to show that off yet.
The Halo, pretty much every Halo title under the hood.
It's like Ops tell me more than classic healers, but like I said, I think it's an attachment.
Debug ability to go and
That was so cool.
follow cam forever, pretty much. It's always been there. Now we don't use it very often for public facing.
But yeah, 60-round mag, so it's going to function exactly like the combat hold they are.
But obviously, I guess because can't you? Theater even lets you do follow cam too, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Theater
we've
person
danced, we flirted with everything but just letting people actually play it officially for the better part of almost 20 years.
Screenshot that guy, the proof. True!
I kind of know that it always just felt pretty natural.
I mean, I won't
to say
prove
to
it
the point, there
in
was
the
some
video, to be
jankiness that
fair.
needed to kind of be ironed out.
Yes,
But,
yeah.
But now we
it
know.
still works surprisingly well. Sandbox is still super fun.
I'm gonna play for my life on this one.
Yeah, I need you to carry us here, John. I'm down again. I wasn't paying attention and just got swarmed.
As I was just shooting, it reminded me we did do some work on like these weapons that kind of had normally smart scope. You'll get like these UI reticle lines
right.
or HUD lines around the edges there. We ended up making it so those didn't pop up here in third person. That way you could have a full impeded view of what you were targeting.
How much are they gonna be paying all being shift to be here?
Like kind of overlapping.
Tag him right now. I don't even remember the guy's name. I just replied to him saying we'll find out tomorrow with the eye emoji.
Make sure we kept people.
There's a lot of people that said it though.
Right aspect, so you know you're zoomed in. So you will see you'll get that kind of vignette effect. It's hard to tell on this map, but if you look like in the top left corner or top right corner, you will still get that vignette effect that you normally get when kind of zooming in with these unscoped weapons.
Let me go find the comment real quick.
Behave just as you expect, right?
This is a pretty intense little room, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it looks like now we can proceed here.
So we've got rockets and
Hopefully,
unlimited
yeah.
ammo.
Oh, yeah, the door
because
opened.
it's
Yay. Okay.
Fiesta fight, so we should be okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's blast for a few more here, and then we probably want to wrap this up and move on to our next topic. But it's just fun. It's just fun. Man. It's refreshing, a little bit different.
Hang on.
Like I said, I think my biggest thing is I'm just excited to have a couple friends that have never been able to play Halo that can finally check it out. Oh, well, if we die, then I guess
I'm
we're
going to peek around the corner with the view here.
You
see,
are?
I'm looking. I can see what's going on. Now,
oh my
attack.
gosh, I just took so much damage.
There we go. I let him know. I let him know. I will not have my name slandered.
So I can use it to kind of peek around.
Wow, we should have.
The MA5B weapon should have been for the new weapon, but yeah, like they probably also hadn't made the new weapon at the time, so I can't
like this armor a lot.
Can't really say I'm surprised.
This extra attachment that give me strong.
But there we go. There's our proof.
Later.
They're not going to charge for a new weapon. I don't think that's weird.
Yeah, I think we can call it.
I think
actually, one last thing. As you were shooting that shock rifle while zoomed in, you can kind of see the shock comes from the left now. For normally in first person when you zoom in, you know, the reticle or the bullet trail comes from the right. That's like, since we're in third person, having the trail come from the left, right? Because that's
because the projectile doesn't actually travel out the gun.
The bullet comes from the left.
It comes from the center of the screen.
We had to try and do some work to make sure we could.
Oh, they might want to work on both. Like that's true, they could do that, but I also think that would get really confusing if you see the weapon model on the floor, and you think you're about to pick up the normal AR, or you think you're about to pick up the MA5K, and in reality it's just the opposite weapon.
Worked kind of as you would expect for a third-person mode while staying accurate to your shots.
Okay.
But,
with that death, I think it'd be a good time to. It's telling us let's move on.
Cool.
Okay. So that
was a good
is a closer look at third-person firefight, brand new playlist.
But it is
new way to
officially
play,
called the
that'll be available in the game
MA5K
starting next Tuesday with
Avenger,
our update.
and it is not a
For
weapon
now,
model.
let's talk
It is a
little bit
new
about
gun.
Forge. We're gonna, I guess, tonally change things up from action-packed gameplay to some slides.
It feels so
Who
good saying I
doesn't
don't have to
love
say it.
some-
I'm
PowerPoint slides?
99%
Who
sure now.
doesn't love
I can just
some
say, it's a new gun.
juicy
I saw it with my own
Forge
eyes.
Tech Talk slides. So let's see. Wait, hold on now. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Whoa. Wait, hold on now. We're getting a Forge Tech Talk slides. So let's see. Wait, hold on now. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Whoa.
What
We're
did they
gonna
click on that they
update.
weren't supposed to? I
So
don't know.
why don't you kind of show
I
and
can see
tell
the
us
upper
what
receiver
that's all
stays the
about.
same, but
Yeah,
well, it's
so
like
we've
it's a
added
variation
bunch
of the
new,
AR anyway, so it
menus,
will share
screens,
similarities
and
in
updates to
design. Because
existing
technically
screens
speaking,
that
in
allow
canon,
you
it is a
to
weapon
either
variant.
see who created these
but it also
maps,
makes sense that it
or
is a new
modes,
weapon.
and then also
And I'm
try to
happy that
reduce
it's a new
the
weapon.
friction around bookmarking.
It
So
will
should be a
likely,
lot
I know it
easier
is
to
technically an
bookmark,
AR,
save
but it will
these cool
likely
things, do
function
some
more
matchmaking
like
or in custom
an
games
SMG,
for later. You're like,
simply
"Hey,
just
I
because
enjoyed this, I want to save it
there's
for
no
a custom
UNSC
game
SMG
later."
right now.
Let's take a look at the stuff that John's
yeah,
talking about.
let's-
Now would be a
let's see
great
what we
time.
got.
There we go. So
Okay, so this is the post-game Carnage report, the end-game right screen. You finish a match, and you're like, hey, I really enjoyed playing on that map or mode. Now you can see the map or mode details at the bottom
Oh,
of
right,
the
that's what they
screen.
clicked on that they weren't
You can
supposed to.
click in,
It-
it'll
it's
take
just
you to
because
the
that
author's
screen
kind of
is there
page
now.
for that
I didn't even
exact
realize.
map or mode, and then you can bookmark it right there.
I know,
You can
like
read
some
it
people say, like,
and
well,
do
why
that.
didn't they just
It's
add
cool.
the
Really
SMG?
neat. I was glad that the
Which
team
is
was able to
also
do that on
true.
this screen even.
all right.
Like you
Next
could, like
up,
you know, Halo 2
we
themed
should have
updates.
an
It would make more
example of
sense
some
to just be
changes
the
that
Halo
have
2
been made to the
SMG,
scoreboard here.
hypothetically
So
speaking.
on the scoreboard, when you pull up that
But I
icon,
think
color, just
again at the
very
same time I
quickly
don't really
back
care
up in
enough.
scoreboard,
And
you will see the
also,
map and mode authors there in the top left. And you
chances
can
are they
have it
probably
pop up
reuse some
right
assets to
there.
sort of save
As soon
on
as you
dev
pull up
time
the
and stuff. So
scoreboard,
I
if
can't
it's a
blame them.
Forge map or mode, it'll show up. Really cool.
I think AI will
and
have new
then we
voice
have
lines.
a couple
Maybe,
other
but I couldn't be
different,
surprised.
we also
I wouldn't be
made some
surprised if
changes
they just
on our
refer
pause
to it as the
menu
assault
here.
rifle.
Yep. So the pause menu will make sure you've got the map and mode by on the top right. And
I think the
also,
SMG would just be
you
much
can
more
quickly
resources. Yeah, because like
bookmark
they have
for
really
the map
like
and
two
mode
options. You
at the
either
bottom.
port in the Halo
Super
2 one and
useful,
upscale
right?
the textures
'Cause
and
if
stuff
you're
like that, which is
enjoying the
still
map right then and
efforts. Like
in
it's not
that
as simple as
moment,
just
you're
porting
like,
it in if they
okay,
want
I
it to
wanna
be
save it.
consistent
You
with
don't
everything
wanna wait
else.
till after the game
Or they make it from scratch,
forget
which is going to cost more money.
right
Whereas like
after
sort
the
of kit
match, 'cause you've
bashing
already
different
started your
assets
next
alongside
one,
a couple of
you
new
can just do it right
PCs.
there, without
It's definitely
any friction.
cheaper
Cool.
overall, I
And then got
think.
one more screen
But
here. It's our
we'll
map
I
loading
mean, I
screen.
don't know.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Yeah, the other
when you
credits
launch
there,
into
which
the
is
match,
cool now.
you
The
will
only thing
see
is, it only credits
credits
one
right off the bat
developer,
on the
which
right
is
side of the
kind of
screen there.
stinky.
Map
It
and
doesn't
mode.
credit everyone that
Yeah,
worked on it.
I love
But it's still cool.
Dog in that mode, two dev. It's so good. But man, I've wanted this for so long. When I've been very bad about keeping track of the map names in my head. The community keeps cranking out amazing content. I've really wanted this. I'm very excited that we can finally sort of help bring this to the forefront and just make it easier to know.
Will the new
what you're
SMG be
playing
blocked
and,
by
like,
paywall? No,
find
because
it
it's a
and
new
keep
gun.
playing if you like it.
Just like the Bandit, it will
All
not
right,
be locked
now
behind a
let's get
paywall.
into, what I like to call the Forge Super Nerd slides.
You're not
where
you're
we're
not
gonna
going
talk
to
about some of the
find it in a
hardcore
match and pick it up off the
kinda
floor and be
power user
prompted to pay
updates.
for it. Don't worry.
Yes, I'm the nerd.
Yeah. Hey, it's good stuff because I love that. I love that the team keeps tinkering.
Might need to just
and
make
getting
a
Forge
team account
feedback
so it
and
can
just
credit
finding
team.
different
Yeah,
areas
absolutely.
To drill into and providing even more functionality and more usability.
Might Evo
for
2.0
Forgers to
when
just keep
real.
pushing things even
I
further.
hope
So,
it gets a weapon variant. I
think
do hope it
this
gets a
update
weapon
next week is
variant.
gonna give Forgers
I
even
hope the
more
Bandit gets a
capabilities.
super
So let's
weapon
start off
variant
by
too.
Global life pool systems here. What should we know about this?
Yeah, so
Ooh.
very briefly, this allows you to put like a ticket system of a certain amount of lives on any mode that you're making.
That's cool.
So I'm expecting Forgers to be able to make really cool things, such as like capture the flag, where you've got CTF is your main objective, or you have a secondary win
That's really
condition
cool.
of 50 lives, right? Or
Team
you only
revive.
have 10 lives to try and get
Water
this flag
revive,
captured,
revive grants
right?
over
And if the team wipes out
shield.
your 10 lives,
That's
you've
really
lost
cool. What
that
the hell?
round, right? So you can really do some unique creations for your modes, and I think this will add a whole nother layer of potential for mode creation.
For sure. All right, we're gonna go through
Yeah,
like speed
yeah.
round here. Next up, nav markers.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
so
hope they
we
do
actually
add
have a video for this one
super
too, which
variants
is
of the
nav
new weapon
marker
and the Evo,
docking
because the Evo doesn't
system.
have. Well, sorry, like
There's
just
a
the
ton
Bandit in
of
general,
new
because the Bandit doesn't
functionality
have
here for
a
scripting,
super variant
but
yet.
the video
So
is
it'd be
the
cool
really
to
cool
just get like a
part.
full
This
automatic
is
version,
how
like from Din's
nav marker
cutscene,
docking
or
works
maybe
currently
one that's just like a
in the
mini
game,
sniper.
and
But then I guess it kind
it's
of
really
feels
how
too
that
similar to the
nav
Flex
marker
Fire, maybe. maybe.
patches,
Maybe a
inside of your
burst version of the
HUD.
bandit
You
would
can
be
see
kind of
it
funny.
here, yeah. that capturing B.
I hate the bandit. That's fair. I just think that there should be variants of it for Super Fiesta.
Locks into your HUD, and it's always that top
Like the fact
center
it's not on Super
location,
Fiesta
so
is
you
kind
can
of
keep
annoying.
an eye on it while you're anywhere within the hill. So we're allowing forgers to now control that that docking. Before it was just on that
Based
hill
MA5K,
permanently, so they had
maybe.
to kind of like look backwards.
I would like
Yeah.
just like you know
So
like
really
a
cool
super
extra
variant
features
that's
there.
like
By the way, I use
just
nerd
double the
and
ammo count, like
nerdy in a
120
very
rounds.
endearing
It's basically
way,
an
right? Like, how
LMG.
nerdy is that? But it's
That'd be
super
sick.
awesome, and I think
But it's
being
just
able
for
to
like
convey to
Super
players
Fiesta and
what's
stuff like that.
happening
And
in
obviously you
some
can
of
put it
these
as a
really
map pickup on
more and
certain
more
maps.
complicated Forge experiences has been a big piece of
But if you just
feedback.
like they just turn
A
it
lot
into
of
like
what
the
I'm seeing
soul,
is giving
that'd be quite funny.
forgers just better usability tools to help communicate to the player where to go, what the objective is, what you're actually doing.
Mode communication has definitely been like the biggest area of improvement we've been going after, and you can see it showing up
All right, we got
really well.
3 more things here. We got some new VO coming into Forge, right?
Yep, you can control Agrena's VO from existing experiences. We've now
I see that, but
exposed to
overall,
forgers.
the gun is just a
So,
worse
I
battle
believe
rifle.
this
The
is
DMR
weapon
has
battle
always
and
just
even
been a
some of the
worse,
weapon
bit
control
worse
stuff.
battle rifle.
This will be
I'm not
alongside
opposed to having
the
variety in the
Sticer,
sandbox though.
VO that
I
we
like the
added in
BR more than
earlier
the
this year.
bandits. I like the
We've
BR
now
more
added
than the
commander lines
DMR.
as well.
But
Cool.
I'm not
And then we
opposed
have
to
another
that
one
gun
here,
existing.
Music. We have additional music controls.
The
Yeah,
MA5K,
so
but it shoots
when we
even
added
faster.
Sticer
Yeah,
earlier
honestly
this
though,
year,
like
we
if they
also
just
put
do
in
that
the
as the
campaign
super
music
variants, like it
controls.
shoots faster,
This
does
is
slightly less
additional
damage,
control
but
on
like
top of that,
you know,
can fade in, fade
slightly
out,
more
and you can kinda set target
slightly
volumes.
higher rate of fire
This is just
alongside
existing
double the ammo clip.
functionality, new nodes that you can
What does
do.
this have to do with anything?
Really
What the stuff they
useful
talk about
for
now?
trying
It's
to
stuff in the update.
Ease
It's
into,
Forge
right, the music
updates.
instead of da-da-da-da,
So
right
they
off the
talk
bat,
about that.
you can control it.
So
a
yeah, you
little
can
more
okay, more
gracefully.
music controls is great
Cool.
because
And
that'll
I
just
have
make modes
another
feel more
note here that's
immersive
just
and
called
stuff.
Extra goodness.
Extra goodness.
On medal
for the forgers
awarded.
that know, they know this is cool. If you don't know, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It is very helpful. For
I like the
forgers,
carbine more than most
and
other precision
I am
weapons,
sure
but
they will
like
put it to good
again,
use.
I
Okay,
think
and
realistically,
the
if they
last
add
thing for
any
Forge I
other
just wanna touch
weapons to
on,
this
we
game, I
spoke
do
about
not
this
want
a
more
little bit.
precision weapons.
Obviously, third-person mode is debuting as a dedicated firefight playlist, but as we indicated during that last segment, pretty important. You and the team spent a lot of time working just to make sure that third-person pretty much supports anything to do with multiplayer, right?
Yes.
So every single mode in the game can be played. I think we have a little bit of gameplay footage here we can just show you, but what we're looking at some Husky Ray being
yep.
played in
Yeah.
third person. So, I mean, you know, I was thinking would be fun. I want to play Mini Slayer in third person. I bet that would look kind of. Actually, I've never seen that before. Has that been done?
I have not done Mini Slayer in third person. I have
Okay.
not checked that out.
I
But
wonder how many Slayer.
yeah, you're mentioning third person in any mode. We've got Husky Raid set up here. It's just a custom game option.
Yeah.
So
Already
you're-
too many precision
you're
weapons in
hosting
this
a
game.
custom
Sure,
game night
absolutely.
and you wanna
I
have
don't even
everyone
necessarily think there's too
have a good
many.
time,
I
you can
just
flip
think
on
the
third
rest.
person, you can try out
That's what I'm
something
talking about.
new.
The
Here you
first
can
person
see
transition to
a
third
forger
person for
set it up,
Juggernaut is
so
such a
when you
cool feature.
become the
Having like
Juggernaut, it
infection,
flips it to
but
third
all the
person,
infected are
right?
playing
So you
third
can
person
even
and the
have
survivor
mode
plays in
dictate,
first. Would just
I
it
want
just
this
stuff like
person to
that
be
helps
third
modes feel
person, I
more
want that
immersive.
person to be
Like
first
that's
person.
cool. I
You
really
control
like that.
when that
I hope
happens
that's
under
just how
whatever
Juggernaut will play in general.
circumstances or scenarios you want.
That's awesome.
Really
There was a
useful
shock
controls
LMG
there.
weapon in the files.
That's-
Yeah, I feel
actually
like that would have been
wasn't even aware
horrible
that
to play
that's what
against,
I
but
was
it would have
looking
been
at
cool.
there. So that's a very cool nuance. And I can
But yeah, I
see
think there's a
some
lot
of
of
those
precision
sort
weapons,
of
but it's
attack,
just because in
defend,
comparison to
and
the
even
other stuff in the
infection.
sandbox, I don't think there's as
Sort of
many
experientially
fun
you can change,
weapons
your-
Big
to
hulking
correlate
bad guy infected
to all of
alpha,
the
you
precision
know,
weapons.
is third person.
That's pretty cool. I think that's the challenge has been issued.
I reckon
unfortunately.
third person Husky will be in a playlist.
Anyways, that's all third person. Lots of Forge updates. If you're like me, you probably won't.
Forge, yeah,
actually
Forge
use
stuff sounds
these Forge
cool because it just
updates,
means
but we'll
Forge is
look
going to be
forward
ultimate better
to,
modes and maps.
Sort of enjoying the fruits of all the amazing work the Forge community
Got to
continues
at least
to do.
toy around with it, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to kid you here, John. I will never try to forge anything. I think I peaked with like Reach, and then the feature just got too complicated for me, and in the learning curve I just fell behind. But I am forever in awe and appreciative of our Forge community, the amazing work they're doing with maps and modes. And speaking of, what a great segue into our next topic we want to talk about is a whole bunch of amazing Forge content that is
speaking of
coming
maps.
out in a brand new playlist called Delta Arena. And we mentioned at the outset, there's a lot of Halo 2 love kind of woven into this update as we're approaching this milestone anniversary for the title. And
I think
what
I've
better way to celebrate
potentially
that
played
than
on
to
some of these
revisit
maps
some of
before.
our longtime favorite Halo 2 maps, painstakingly recreated using Halo Infinite's Forge, with some very specific gameplay changes as well. Let's take a look. We have 7 maps provided by the community. Let's just do a quick shout out here and run through. So great to see Beaver
That looks
Creek
good.
here.
That looks
I'm
good.
not going to read off all the names, but you'll notice a couple folks here, usual suspects in the Forge community, working hard. Multiple people have put a lot of time and effort into bringing these maps They are faithful recreations that have been sort of leveled up for a Halo
I need to
Infinite.
make it
So
move
we have
forward,
Beaver
right.
Creek. Next up, we've got this
Have you heard
awesome
about the shotgun
remake
with the
of
hammer
Ascension.
attachment? I have, but again, it's like with
Very
leaked weapons.
authentic. I've
Don't
had a
expect
chance to give
something
this
until
one a
it's
shot.
been
Really
spoken
looking
about by
forward to
developers.
giving this a go on the playlist.
I don't think it's
Then
fair
next up, let's
to
see, we've
expect
got
something
Boulevard,
until the
which,
devs
yep,
themselves
remake
mention
of
it.
Turf. I think this one also
So sick.
very faithful, done very, very well here. Next, this might look familiar. This is like Lockout, as if it were built by Ewoks. It's kind of giving me some like if Lockout and Guardian like had a child. But
Yeah,
I really like Canopy. I like the aesthetic here. These
Canopy
filters
does it
knock
really
out of the
good.
park.
I like
You can
Lockout
make the little
anyway.
Jumps on the door frames on Sniper
But like
Tower.
that's a
I was
really
fiddling
nice
with
like
those.
overhaul
It's
for
really
it,
cool.
like a nice
Yeah.
visual overhaul
Then
for
we have another
Lockout.
one here, Conjurer, which is a really cool recreation of Warlock. I think this one actually was debuted.
That one's
by
really
Development
cool,
of
too.
Halo as part of Halo World Championships.
They have a different version.
Oh, it's a
Yes,
different.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
There's
sorry.
also
The shotgun I
fantastic-
definitely don't
Aesthetically,
think
it
is
looks
coming out
very
in this
similar. Well, my
operation.
bad. I stand
If
corrected.
at all, I don't
Both
think it's
maps
coming
are
out in this
worth their time.
operation.
Then we move into Inquisitor, which is everyone's favorite purple map, remade. It has to come back at least once every Halo title, I think, right?
It's required now.
And
Who doesn't
then
love midship?
last but not least, our 7th map to round this out is Serenity, which is a really cool recreation of Sanctuary.
That is also cool.
And again,
I'm absolutely
all
good. I can't
7
wait
of
to play
these
more.
maps
I think I've
will
played
be
this
in the
Sanctuary
Delta
remake
Arena
before, but I think it was on
playlist,
Infection.
along with throwback settings, which we're going to take a closer look at here, which includes no sprint, no clamber, increased jump height, player collision, and a special starting weapon, which is, I think, what people are very interested and eager.
Oh.
To help us have this conversation
Oh.
about the sandbox, Cleet, what's up, man? Welcome.
How's it going?
Good to have you here. Thanks for sneaking in while we were on those screenshots. Cleet is part of our
Should not bring
competitive
him
insights
back-
team.
back
Also
watch.
does a lot of work with the
already doing
sandbox
it.
design stuff
Some
that we've
good remake
seen with
different
sandbox
sections, yeah.
overhauls.
I'd like a new
and, of
BTB
course, the
map.
changes coming in for
Kinda
this
sucks there
update
isn't.
next week.
The guy
Cleet,
spawned on
I'm
the
putting you on the
couch.
spot. I'm not sure we
Okay.
talked about this, but you're going to run around a little bit. What we're going to do
Here it
is
is,
load into
the moment
one
you've
of
been
these
waiting for,
Delta
chaps.
Arena maps with you
Probably.
and John. We're going to load up and just some bots. Just don't get too sweaty. I think you and John, I'm not sure if you're on the same team or not, but just the object is not to
Hiding
beat each
cover.
other. It's just to provide an interesting backdrop as we talk a little bit about the MA5K Avenger.
There we go.
Now, while you guys are getting that set up, let's talk about the MA5K Avenger.
What is that?
What is it? Well, let's go all the way back to the original roots and reference here. Folks may remember this was first seen on the
Ghosts
cover
of
of
Onyx.
a novel. In this
Is that a new
case, it
render?
is Ghosts of Onyx. I want to give a shout out to Jack Fletcher on the community team. This is a recreation that he did of that original
Oh,
book art.
right, okay.
This was the first time we saw the MA5K Avenger. And today we want to give you a closer look at that.
Is
And I
that the
guess
infinite
I don't
model
want to
for
count
the
back here, John,
gun?
and
Did
confirm
he make this
this is a brand new weapon.
recently?
Yes.
I'm sure
This
Fletch
is
made
not a
this
geo
recently, right?
change. It's not a skin. It's a brand new weapon with unique behaviors and a unique role in the sandbox.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Fans have been asking for new sandbox items for quite some
No,
time.
but I don't
We
like
wanted
BTB.
to make
I like
sure we could
classic.
get
So
it
that's
out to them.
fair. I'm much more of a
And
BTB person than I'm a
took-
arena person.
We had the MA5K there. We were like, all right, let's see what we can do with it.
New
And we
wallpaper,
really
let's go.
wanted to
True.
after the SMG role in Halo Infinite, right? That was kind of a gap. So we were like, all right, the MA5K, we got a cool model. We know there's an SMG slot that we can fill in, and we just went after it. And
Yeah, so it's an
Clete, I know
SMG
you
then.
could speak to kind of the unique features of the weapon.
Yeah. There's tons of them, and you know how fitting is it, right, for our throwback Delta Arena playlist to have an SMG.
I'm hoping they
style
say they're going
weapon.
to work on more sandbox
Yeah,
items.
but
I'm hoping they
when we
confirm that
hop
here.
into the game, we'll see some unique features. You'll see things like a quicker reload, faster ready up time, a very large magazine size, a very fast rate of fire.
But it's
go
gonna
with
function
that.
like the Combat Evolved
we,
AR.
We looked at a lot of legacy SMG from
Just making
Halo,
it as absolutely crap. Can't play anything but Slayer.
comparing
Yeah, that makes
what,
sense.
worked, what didn't work, and kind of our inspiration for this was
I'm praying it isn't garbage
little
like the
bit of a
Bandit.
Halo
It poor excuse
2,
for new. I didn't think the Bandit's that.
merged
I think the
with
Bandit's
Halo
fine.
5.
I think the Bandit
I
is
think
pretty
the
good for
Halo
like social
5
modes
kind
too,
of plays into how you'll see the
because it feels
reticle
much less
design,
sweaty compared to the sidekick or battle
you know,
rifle.
the
I like the Bandit.
effectiveness from maybe a little bit from further ranges than what the Halo 2 SMG might have given you. So, but yeah, this definitely has a place in our sandbox, and it's unique, and it's gonna make a great starting weapon for that Delta Arena playlist.
Oh, so it's a starting weapon on the Delta
I did
playlist.
immediately- and, by the way, just
Oh,
for
okay.
transparency, here we go with our sort of debug debug live environment server issues.
I think someone might have turned the servers off, so I'm going to see if I can boot up a local.
We lost the
version here.
server potentially. Okay, well. Okay, well, we can take a second here and get this right. But, yeah, I think the thing that stood out to me was the rate of fire on this thing. It's just accompanied with it's like a true pray and spray dream come true.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, 60 rounds in the magazine. You know, you'll have enough to take down 2 fully shielded health Spartans.
Okay.
In an engagement, you know, in a PvP setting. So, you know, tons of room for you know, to spray and pray, and you know, it's a great weapon, and you know, I'm excited to just get my hands on this. It's been a couple minutes since I've played with this. I know we did a lot of testing internally, and you know, presenting it to the playtest lab and doing all that fun
It's
stuff.
just unnecessary when comparing it to
exciting.
Valorant. No, I wouldn't say it's unnecessary. Like I say, it functions, I would argue, much more as like social starting weapon. There it is. There we have it. That reticle is definitely a scaled up version of the Commando's reticle.
At least we got a local game going
but
here, so we're looking
it's a new gun.
Forge map Inquisitor, which is a cool remake of Midship. This is part of the Delta Arena playlist, and now we're looking at Cleat here.
Yep.
We're taking our first person look at the MA5K Avenger, which is a brand new SMG weapon.
Finally, after all this time, we have a new weapon.
Seeing some of that rate of fire
We
there,
finally
60
have a new
capacity,
weapon,
so
and I don't
really,
have to sit there and be
really
like, it
good
might be a
stuff.
new gun.
Yeah.
I can just
This
say
is
it's a new
the
gun.
starting weapon for the mode,
We finally
right, so
have it.
everyone will be able
It's
to
an
get
SMG
hands-on
too,
with
it's
it
not just
as
another
soon
precision
as the
weapon.
update drops.
I know there will be some people that will
And
say, I would
actually,
prefer to
it's
banish
also gonna
weapon
be
or
the
covenant
secondary
weapon
in
or
most
something else,
firefight
which
experiences.
fair, completely
So
fair.
we actually had to do
I'm
the
just happy to
AR.
have
I changed
something.
the AR for when we were playing Firefight earlier. You will be able to spawn with the Bandit Evo and the MA5K Avenger in Firefight as well. So if you can get it in PvP or PvE when
Okay.
you want to give it a go.
How do you?
What do you
so
mock?
when you guys are working on this kind of weapon,
New
pew
PP weapon,
edition,
true!
How do you How
You
does
don't
this
unlock
fit
it.
alongside
It's in the
something like
operation, or is
Diesel
it just...
Rifle in your
It's a new
mind?
gun,
Because
so it's just
that'd be
automatically...
the
You don't have to unlock new
closest
weapons.
Comparison, if I were to
It will
try
just
to
be
compare this to something
there.
already in
On some
Sandbox.
maps it will be a starting weapon, on some maps it will be a
I
pickup.
would say
Probably in the same
closer
place
to
that a
the assault
needler would
rifle
spawn,
or
or
anything
needler or
that we
sentinel
have in
beam,
our
because it's an
sandbox,
SMG.
you know,
But it is just a
you'll
new gun.
notice,
You don't
right,
need to
is
unlock
this,
it. You
like,
don't need to
the
buy it.
straight
It is an
map, right?
entirely
That
new
just
weapon
should,
that
you know,
everyone
the
has
time to
access
death,
to in
for
certain
this
modes
weapon,
and
especially at a
Forge
close
and
range,
whatever else.
is much faster
Happy
than
Halloween.
that of the assault
Happy
rifle
Halloween
that we
to you
have.
too, Mark.
Now, is the assault rifle going to be still a little bit more effective as my targets are range is kind of extending? Like this thing obviously really shines in a CQB.
Finally,
kind of
new
situation.
sandbox
Probably,
item.
what, a little bit outside of shotgun range.
It just kind of looked like a
outside
hybrid
of
between the battle
assault
rifle and
rifle.
AR,
Is
which is
that
kind
like
of
the sweet
cool.
spot, kinda?
Yeah, I would say that's
What should be behind a
how you
paywall?
see
It isn't.
is
It 1000% is not. They've just said it is a starting weapon in the new the new mode that is coming out. Is a starting weapon in the new brand new mode that is coming out, the brand new playlist. They've already said it's a new gun. It is not behind a paywall. It's not something you have to unlock. It is just a new gun. The same way that the Bandit was not behind a paywall. It 100% isn't. It's just a new gun.
Close the gap, get in there.
They should add camos to non-UNSC weapons, but thank goodness for a new weapon. Yeah, I'm a bit thinking that this might not have coatings. I don't know if it will or not,
It
but
feels natural, and I love you guys kind of going back and would be hard to do a
you
Halo
see the
2
skins for
weapon
covenant
strike.
weapons. It does. I would like banished weapons to get skins in Infinite.
Makes a lot of
Something I've wanted
sense.
for a very long time.
That lined up very nicely. Yep.
Yeah, this just shreds. Oh my god.
It's almost like it's emulating the combined output of dual SMGs.
That's not too bad of a comparison, right? It is still very effective.
Yeah,
And
it's like
that
terrible at
OG
range,
Halo
which
2
makes
SMG
sense.
was
It
rough
should be.
on its own. You kinda
But like
need
as soon as they get up
real-
close, you're just gonna absolutely melt them.
I was
But the fact that it's
gonna
starting weapon on the new
shout
playlist
out,
is really cool
for
to
the
hear.
mode here.
I can't wait for people to complain about it and they have to change it
You
straight
can
away.
notice in the hill, Cleet, if you want to take a look at
sure.
the hill.
They should put
after
death
you
effects on
knock
banish weapons. That would also be
player
nice.
out. The hill is ticking up. The 1 second per hill. Of course, it moves right as we try and show it off. But it's got the legacy scoring for King of the Hill
okay.
as well. So we try.
Oh yeah, there's no
to do
sprints or
our
anything in
best
this
to make
playlist,
sure
is there? This is the
respecting
new
how
playlist.
Halo
This is
2
the new
played
mode.
back in the day.
So no sprint, no clamber,
One-
friendly
1
collisions,
second
and the
is
new
1
weapon.
point, right? As opposed to in Infinite, right? We've got that.
Which is
slightly
obviously
different King of the Hill
emulating
scoring. So everything should feel
the
really
SMG being a
nice
starting
like
weapon in
back
Halo
in
2.
Halo 2.
I wonder if it'll be in ranked. Probably as a pickup, but probably not as a spawn. Definitely not as a spawn weapon.
The weirdest part is I'm just so instinctively inclined to just keep jamming that thumbstick to spray.
Use weapon combo methods
it's
to
just
give
really
the
weird not having
CAR
that
60
kinda get out of
shoots
jail
per
free
round.
card.
True,
I'm not
maybe.
trying to
Maybe
stir
that
up
would be
the sprint,
possible.
the anti-sprint debate. I think both are valid.
Imagine this pairing up with like
it's
the
weird.
skewer
It's a little bit
and
of
how
a
fast that'll
readjustment
fire.
curve if you haven't played one of the old games in quite some time. We also got player collision in here now, right?
It will
That's another thing
rival
that, I don't
the
know,
Sentinel being
it's hard
skewer.
to sort of demonstrate the no
Get a setup
sprint.
on
No
another
sprint does
map.
mean no
Is my-
slide
is
and
my
slide
base
cancel.
movement speed
There will be
also
nothing like
adjusted
that
here
in the new
to kinda-
playlist.
as
It
part
is
of this legacy
the
mode?
classic
Like I've
mode.
got in my notes here, we've
So
got
it's
no
going to
sprint, no
play much more
clamor.
in line to those
There's an
older
increased jump
titles.
height change as well, and then we've got player
Oh, an
collision.
increased jump height too, yeah.
But my base movement speed seems to be unchanged.
I would, if it's not on your notes.
Okay,
Yeah,
probably
I don't
not.
want to
Okay.
speak to it.
Yeah, I guess I'm throwing you guys a weird curveball here and putting you on a spot to make a
It might
commitment
feel
live
like
on
that.
stream.
It might
Yeah.
feel like that.
Skewer
with
into
no
the speed
No
is like
sprint,
fast
think
fire
you're probably
weapon.
right.
I don't
That's
think
kinda
this one
what-
should be
that's kinda
faster,
what
but it'll be
does
close.
The perception's different. Player collision is also something that people talked about quite a lot, so I'm curious to see how that might play out in this environment. I didn't really notice it personally much, but I'm admittedly not a high level player, and it's not something that I would even know to like seek out or do something about.
Jump on your teammate's
Trying to
head.
send new on
Reach
there.
a higher height.
There you go.
Jump height, yeah.
No,
Now,
that's new.
Cleve, while you're messing around here and we're looking
Other
at
than obviously the kit.
this map, Conjurer, which is a remake of Warlock, I
Looks
did want to.
stellar, by the way.
I did
Does
want to
look
ask
good.
you about.
It's just
4
a shame
other
the stream
sandbox
quality's so
updates
low.
coming. No, we
It's
can't
apparently
actually show
1080p.
them in this, so
Me when I
it's gonna be
lie.
a little bit of a dissonance there, but I figured while you're mopping up here with the MA5K Avenger, I spoke too soon. You just got erased by bots.
The bots are just OP with the Needler. Look at that triple kill with that thing.
Really?
Yeah, they're just really good with the
Byron-tron.
Needler.
Come on, Halo 2
crushing
and Halo
right
5.
now, huh?
Kinda, yeah.
So, Cleet, I'm going to bring up one of the
Increased
changes
jump height is
and
kind of
then
dumb.
ask you
Again,
to
it's
kinda add
to
some notes here, so
mimic
I know
this
you're
the
also trying to
gameplay of the
stay
older
live,
games, because the older games
but
do have
first
pretty
thing
high
I've got
jump
here
heights
that
because
we've
they're
got
quite
some adjustments
they are
coming
quite
soon is the
floaty. Like
PK
Halo 2,
70
Halo 3,
Commando.
Combat Evolved.
Uh,
They are much
I don't know if you
floatier
remember off the
in
top of your head
comparison
what
to
those
something
are,
like
but
Infinite.
I can cite what I have here in my notes.
So yeah,
that
the
we
whole
have.
point is just more so like to
Or
play
John,
more like
frankly,
those
you can
older
too. I
tiles,
see
which
what
I'm
you're doing.
fine
Yeah, go
with.
for it.
Again, it's not replacing
the
normal
Commando,
matchmaking, so
similar
it's
to
just
the
an
assault rifle
alternate mode.
update that we did in the FleetCom update. We noticed that when you were fully bloomed, your bloom finally gets to that max state and it can't go any further. The bullets were trending to the very outer ridge of that reticle, so kind of going anywhere but the center. And we were seeing that was leading to a lot of confusion for players. So for the assault rifle, we made that change back in the day. We are also making that change for the Commando as well as the Sidekick in this upcoming update. And so you'll hit that fully bloomed state. Now it goes anywhere in the reticle. But since that does make it a little more consistent feeling, that might make it seem a little stronger when you're in that fully bloomed state. So we are pulling out the actual reticle a bit, the bloom.
Yeah,
making it a bit
Ooh.
bigger.
You'll basically
Okay.
reach that max bloom.
Seems
state,
like there's
And
just
technically
slightly
some
faster
buffs and
than,
nerfs coming to the
what
Sidekick and
previously
Commando.
would. I believe the shot cadence was around 11 or 12. Now it'll be about 7. So-
Actually, Commando right there. You
Oh,
might
there we
be
go.
able to- You got one magazine to show off.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it'll
so
reach.
it reached a little bit.
I do
quicker.
think the Commando has the same reticle as the
Alright.
Avenger.
Subtle, but in the hands of a power user, it seems like it'll be noticeable.
Yes. Yeah.
At least very
Okay,
similar
Next
reticle.
up, I've got some notes here that we've made a couple tweaks to the MK50 sidekick.
Why is the hell
What
so
can you
slow
tell
to
us about
cap?
that?
It's
Very
classic King of the
similar
Hill,
story.
so
The
the more you're in it, the more
the-
points you get.
the bloom
It's
just
not
kinda-
just capping the hill.
It happens faster,
Yep.
right?
It's
Actually,
classic
it
King of the
was
Hill, so
another
it just
change from
plays in a
initial,
completely
right?
different way.
Yeah,
Every
I
second you're in the
feel
hill,
like
your
we're
team gets
trying
points.
to,
See, the scoreboard's kind of blocked because of the text, but obviously as a stand in the hill, the score's going up.
We feel like there should be
So that's just the time that hill's available, not how long
that initial
it takes to
bloom,
cap.
That initial shot will be just a slightly
Less and less
more
content every
inaccurate.
operation. This is the
You'll
most
have
that
a
we've
little
had
bit
in
of
such a
that,
long time.
so-
What do you mean? We've got an entirely new gun, third-person mode,
basically to,
a new playlist with
you
classic
know,
gameplay.
help
Weapon
that range effectiveness,
changes.
right? I
What?
feel like a lot of players were able to shoot that sidekick from
Compared to
pretty close
Halloween,
range.
where we
So
just
this
had two,
will still
like,
be
infection.
possible, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the sidekick.
We're
Sight
trying
on
to
the
keep
Commando
it
is
your
red.
reliable
Oh yeah, maybe
secondary.
they changed the side call for the Commando. That's
Making sure you're not
interesting.
sniping with it and
Or maybe it's just
ignoring,
the lighting on the
like,
map.
other rifles on the map
potentially.
because you're like, oh, my sidekick is just better.
Okay, and then we also have made looks like a
Watch the
one
stream
change to
on
active
mute.
camo behavior.
Why?
Oh yeah.
What do you want to say about that?
You want to speak to it?
But then I can't hear anything they're saying.
Would
Talk
go
about
camo.
Tenrai for
So now,
Anishtarna,
you'll
Halloween.
still be camoed, but the flag will.
Oh, as in
still
there was less between all
appear fully,
those?
so,
Or this has got less than those? Because this has more than all of those.
Sneaky flag routes, but
No, not you.
you know, it matches that of legacy behavior from my understanding.
Yep.
Even though with the new
flag
sidekick,
game
it's crazy. It
camo.
absolutely is. Assault Rifle 2.0. Well, I mean, it's more of an SMG.
So,
But
not
technically,
too
in canon, it is
advantage
just
off
like
the face
a
of
modified
it,
assault
which I
rifle,
assume will
so...
Yeah, that's fair.
flag. Yeah.
Makes sense. And last thing I've got is a minor adjustment to thrust behavior as well.
Yeah.
The thruster's
yeah,
getting a
thrust-
change.
This was an interesting one, and you know, I think we were looking at just some equipment that we could possibly go after, and the thrust.
There's been plenty of feedback around thrust.
Yeah, thrust is a very powerful equipment in the user's hand, specifically when you're engaged in just one-on-one combat. It always seems like you're able to thrust while you're firing, and you know, able to continue
Thrust again
damage
nerve then.
outputting while your movement is changed. So now, when you do thrust, your reticle will hide and your weapon will be disabled just for a couple frames to, you know.
That feels really
balance that
unnecessary.
power curve from the
Because-
thrust user and give more of an opportunity.
Like,
for,
I know you can't like necessarily
player
shoot
on
and
the
stuff while you
receiving
grapple, but that will make the
Similar to
thruster
how
feel
Halo
so
5
pointless in comparison.
You had
Probably a
gun go
decent
down
change for the
a split
thruster
second
being
while
an
you thrust, and then
infection.
shooting
Yeah, so
pretty
it's-
quickly.
That'll
Just
make
a
that feel a bit
either-or
less
choice on
busted,
that.
but also
Straight
the
up.
thruster shouldn't be something
Yeah,
the
like,
survivors have an
yeah, it's-
infection in the first place.
I was worried that it would be like too long, you know? It's like my gun is down throughout the entire thrust. It's actually just down for a little bit, right? We're starting with a pretty modest tuning just to see how it plays out, right? Similar to Halo 5. And I think we'll keep an eye on it.
Sweet. Well, I mean, Sandbox and gameplay folks have done a great job continuing to kind of tinker and find opportunities and address feedback. I have no doubt y'all will continue to do that, and we'll have more updates to come in the future. But that is the gist of what I've got here for next
No
week's
confirmation
update.
we are
MA5K
getting more
Avenger,
weapons
of
in the
course, the
future,
headliner. Minor adjustments to the
I do think we will
Commando,
get more.
Sidekick, Active Camo, and Thruster, and I believe we'll have a blog up on Halo Waypoint here any moment.
Yep.
If you want to read a little bit more
Halo
about
5 is
some
dog. I
changes,
loved
head over
Halo
to
5.
Overkill
I ain't gonna
and
lie.
give that a call.
Bot got him. Still though.
And yep, I think with that, Cleet, we are going to wrap this up here.
Cool.
I know you've got some stuff to get back to. Appreciate you popping in to talk Sandbox with us. Don't be a stranger. We'll look forward to getting you on here next time.
Awesome.
And thanks, man.
Absolutely. Great to be here.
Cool. So we want to give you two more quick
Finally
updates
gone.
on the playlist front. It's a long
got-
time coming,
One more thing.
but we are excited that we've got two new maps coming into the ranked playlist.
Oh,
rotation.
yes.
Will
Yeah,
also
okay,
be
right
part of
maps.
next
That
week's
makes sense.
update.
Maybe
First
mouse. My
up,
bad.
We will
My
have
bad.
Inquisitor, which we just saw Cleet playing on a bit earlier. This is our midship remake, so this will officially enter the ranked playlist. And then additionally, we have a brand new creation called Fortress, which you will also be able to jump into and play in ranked. So
They're
Fortress
both
is
a ton
cool.
of
I played
fun.
Fortress a
a
couple
lot of
times.
Inquisitor and a lot of Fortress. I was very surprised at Fortress. One thing, if you've played the 1v1 showdown at either Salt Lake City
Yeah.
or the Halo World Championship, you will recognize this bit of Fortress from the center. This is that circular bit that people hadn't seen yet, right? They hadn't seen Fortress, but they saw it in 1v1 showdown.
Campaign
This
was
is where
crap.
it's
I mean, I think the
Very
story was
cool.
pretty
I know,
underwhelming.
mentioned
I
the
don't
1v1
disagree on the story being
showdown.
underwhelming, but I
I'll
think the
say about
campaign's
that
still
later. That
fun.
will-
Like,
that
it
is
still has some really
currently
cool set
scheduled to come
pieces.
out at some
Running down the
point during
Guardian,
this
fighting the
vlog,
Hydra.
which
I mean,
I'll
don't get me wrong, the
update,
Hydra's no
we'll
scarab, but that
get
was still
a little
fun.
later, but I'll have more to say about
It has
that,
some other cool
in the
moments,
near
like the
future.
when you're flying around the
John,
Phaeton and
we are
stuff.
just about wrapping up here.
I don't think
We're
it's a
almost
bad
done. I think
campaign
the
to
last
play.
thing we wanted to quickly talk about, we've been teasing it a little bit, but we got some cool customization updates coming as
Okay,
well
cool.
as part of the Great Journey operation, which lands with this winter update.
I think about your
We've
customization
already
now.
seen a little bit of Chief and the
Um,
Arbiter-inspired armor customizations from our gameplay here so far. But real quick, as is customary, let's take a fast look at your screen here, and why don't we take a
So
closer
yeah, it's
look
kit.
at
We knew that was the
what's
case
going
anyway.
on. So
The Helios Scroll helmet was right there.
Chief
Then it was
Mark
definitely an
6
attachment. That was the
coming
normal
into
Helios
the
Scroll
game
helmet.
in honor of our All Things Halo 2
Master Chief
anniversary
Mark 6.
celebration.
Oh, it's called Master Chief.
It looks very
It's called Master Chief Mark
It does
6.
look good. He's homeboy
Which
needs a
could
paint job,
imply
I'm not gonna lie,
We
but,
get a
thankfully
Mark
I
6
saw
armor
the
core
code
at some point too.
He's been battling.
Maybe
it out
based on a
Delta
different version of the Mark 6. Oh, it'll be
Yeah,
Gen
but I
2
mean,
Mark 6. I'm gonna cry.
Spray paint this guy a
If
little
that's the
bit, just
case.
give him a little buff and shine. Can you let's
Didn't do
show
bundle
me the
idea.
great journey,
They did do the bundle
real
idea!
quick. Another
That was the bundle, then the
player,
kit and the
free
Helio Skrill
operation
armor.
pass. Of course,
Pitch
it'll be
bonus is the
cheap,
sniper, which I
upsell
did say.
It'll make your operation pass,
And then the rest is.
durable, non-expirable.
Yeah.
You also get this
Nice.
cool
Halo
S7.
Oh, another thumbnail though. True, yeah. That's kind of a missed
So
opportunity,
good.
but I was
It's
right in that
very-
regard.
It's very, very solid. Why don't you just give me the quick run through here? Show me what else we got. At the end of all this, you'll get a full look of armor. Of course,
yeah.
the exchange is going to get some new
Coatings
content
gotta
as
be in
well
the
added
operation
to it,
pass,
so plenty of
please.
Spartan points to earn along the
Yeah,
way.
that's cool.
Build up to what the operation
Coatings of the
pass
operation pass, we
will
actually have a new
Yep, we
coating,
got
thank
it.
God. You don't really get too
There,
much
it's
overall
coming
though,
together.
but at this point that's expected.
Armor.
Of course,
And like I said, the jaw isn't the attachment, there's something else that's the attachment instead.
Bam.
But that's cool.
That's cool.
very cool.
Get a really cool elite.
That looks
helmet,
better from the side than it does from the
it's
front.
Based off of the R-Tax
Helmet attachment looks a bit
Adam,
weird, though.
Character from Campaign, otherwise known as Half Jaw. You can see kind of got the half right there, and a cool little helmet attachment you can put on top of it. With the coating, it actually looks really
Look,
good.
varnish.
Spot
The
on.
coating does look
You
really
can
nice.
see it in the artwork. It's fantastic.
And then do me a favor, real quick. Let's jump over to the shop. Just show me. Let's look at this. real
Yes,
quick.
Mark 6 kit, Helio
Very
Skrill.
excited to
So they
have
do have the
Helio
normal
Skrill
version, and then
back.
it's got that orbited like
A
helmet
little bit of a
attachment. It's got
different
its own
twist
chest
on it, though.
attachment, it's got its own
so
shoulders.
Helio Skrill
Rocket
back in
launcher weapon
Halo
model there in
5.
the store as well.
Everyone loved this one. It was the one I wore for quite a while in Halo 5. But the cool thing that the team did was the helmet attachment that they added on
That's
top
cool.
of Helio Skrill gives you that full Arbiter look. I thought this was super unique, very clever.
That's really cool.
We've been doing a lot of good things with the helmet attachments.
That
this
new
year,
that's a new coating,
and
right? That
this
he's
is
wearing.
no different. This
That's an
is-
entirely new coating. That's a new chest
real-
attachment. There's
really
new shoulder
smart
pads. So
adjustment
that's
there.
also
You
even
kinda
more.
get that
That's a new
bridge
helmet.
shoulder bit as well.
And
That's
I think
prob.
over there
Is that all
as
new Mark
part
7
of
stuff?
the Mark 6 Chief, we have,
Mark 7 stuff that
also,
isn't
if you decide to pick that up, you can get
Spanish
yourself
stuff?
the,
Let's go.
Spanker.
Yep.
Ooh, that's an interesting coating you've
I
got
have
on there.
yeah. I guess I should have.
Oh, it's got the little don't hold
but
like this on the rocket
you've
launcher.
got the Halo 2
Over
model
there.
with the spanker
That's
here.
cool.
I can try and adjust that coating here at some point.
Yes, that's also new one. That looks really good.
Cool stuff.
There's also this. Ooh, yeah, you can see.
Oh, so there's
the
Chimera
kinda
sets.
Guilty Spark inspired. Chest.
Oh, that's
piece
that other new
comes
set of
in,
armor. So you can buy Helio Skrill on its
maybe
own
only the
too.
silver bundle here.
Oracle
It's like
Protocol.
Guilty Spark.
Okay,
When
that's
you put
cool.
on The coating, you will get.
That's
a
just three sets
really
of
cool
armor
silver
in
and
the
blue
super bundle.
look on your Spartans there.
Awesome.
Really neat, unique, and
Rocket
lots of cool stuff
Reclaimer,
that people can go
Olive
after.
Tray.
For
I
sure.
also like the marine inspired
That
guy.
yeah, that armor is really cool. That is really nice
all right,
armor.
so we are coming up to the end
I'll
of
probably
our
end up getting
first
all that.
half. This has been a closer look at everything that you're going to get in next week's free.
They didn't say anything about
winter
upcoming
update for Halo
operations
Infinite
though,
that
which
comes
is kind of
out on
disappointing. But
Tuesday, November 5th. That will include, of course, the MA5K Avenger, which you saw earlier.
no real
today,
customization
third-person
updates per
firefight,
se though.
and
There's no like
Delta
update on like
Halo
cross-score or
2
anything like
throwback
that. At least not that they
live in the
mentioned.
game. Lots
But
of
some of that
cool
stuff looks
Forge
really
updates, and
cool.
of course, the Operation Pass and customization that we just took a look at. That's all going live next Tuesday. That also means, by the way, you've only got a few days left to finish your Halloween operation if you have not completed that. So next couple days, you want to knock those remaining tiers out. Do that before we roll over here on November 5th. John, anything else to add here as we wrap up our great journey before we take a small break and come back for our play date?
Just very excited to have this all roll out to players, right? Everyone's been waiting for new content. We got a weapon out there. We've got third person as a whole new experience, right? I'm just really excited for the 5th.
Yeah, and I guess you've heard us mention the winter update a few times. I'll just kind of clarify that. What we'd like you all to think about is sort of, currently we have, I guess, kind of 3 operations at a time that we release, kind of almost quarterly, right? So the team's kind of starting to zero in to make sure that the first release, so in this case, next week's release, it's going to be a little bit more to celebrate, a little more feature-rich, a little more content.
But that implies there's 2 more operations after.
But then following, you'll still get a new operation.
Yeah.
Will come out in December. Another one will come out in January, and then we'll be back in February for our next big update, which.
Okay, yeah. So that's everything I thought it'd be. So that confirms there is 2 more operations coming after this, and then you got the spring update, which is the next operations after.
content updates coming as part of that. So stay tuned.
That'll be
of
another big
course, to
update.
Halo on social.
So
and
yeah,
other
yeah,
platforms.
that's been the case for a
Also,
little while now
vlogs
anyway.
coming out in the next few
So that's kind of
days, including our
expected.
launch trailer next week as we count down the last few days to the winter update release. So with all that said, we're going to take a small break, do a little quick wardrobe, get into the Halloween spirit. We're going to come back, do a good old-fashioned community play date, be joined by our buddy Ron, give away some Ice Unicorn rewards, and play some Infections. So stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes for our Halo Infinite community play date. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything we expect it to be. Obviously, new gun, which is huge. Great. Good news. And yeah, there'll be another big update in February, which, again, isn't too surprising. We've got a new shop armor with a new event thing. I mean, again, it's probably going to be the same way the other current operations have been. We will have some really cool shop stuff the first week of the event, and then there will be nothing for the next 3 weeks or so until the next operation comes out, which then there'll be even more new shop stuff, presumably. But yeah, okay, I'm going to wrap the stream up there. I'm going to start working on my video and hopefully get that out as soon as possible. But thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Feel free to share your thoughts in the Discord. I'll just quickly link that there if people want to talk to me about the update, or talk to each other about the update. Let me just find this server link. But yeah, that sounds pretty hype. The neglected Eagle Strike Core. LOL. There's a link to the Discord for anyone that isn't in it if you do want to just like yap in there about the update and stuff. It seems like everyone's talking about it currently in there anyway. You should totally misplace 100,000 credits on my account so compare Super One Unreal. Right, okay. Anyway, thank you all. I'll catch you all in the next one. And, you know, keep an eye out for the video, which will be going up soon. It's not giving me the option to end the stream, I'm scared. I can't end the stream. Help me. Wait, why would I switch to that? Please. Please. OBS, please. Please. There we go. Yes, okay.